everyone. It is Thursday, and that means it's time for one of my draft videos. It's Dominaria right now. This is actually the first Dominaria draft I'll have played. I have played a couple of sealed, of course, and, you know, it was sort of hit or miss there. Went 0-3 drop in one and 4-1 in the other. So we'll see how we continue to do here. Wow, the land is up there now. That seems weird. Well, it seems like Zahid is probably the right pick. He's just super good. Like, what could be better than him? You do need to have a decent number of artifacts for him to be at his best, but even if you don't, his fail case is a decent creature. And there's not exactly premium removal in this pack. I mean, Deep Freeze is not premium. I think the second best card in this pack might just be like, well, it's probably called the Cavalry, then Sapperling Migration, but we'll just take the rare. That frame looks pretty cool on Magic Online, I guess. I will take it. So, you know, we shouldn't go too hard into this because, you know, blue may not end up being open, but artifacts, if we can play Zahid as a 4-drop, he's pretty great, obviously. And there are, you know, some other cards with artifact payoffs around in the set, but he's one of the best ones around. Okay, I'm not really into Precognition Field. I do like Vicious Offering, though. That's a good removal spell. Valduk's good if you can manage to build around him. Blink of an Eye is fine. Fiery Intervention's fine, but I think Vicious Offering is just the best card here. And I think that's what I'll take for that reason. Yeah, we'll take Vicious Offering. What we really want is just to get, like, playable good artifacts anyway, like the Icy Manipulators of the world. And that makes it a lot less of a burden to be playing a card like Zahid. And yeah, this is just great removal. Kills a 5/5 when you need it to. Kills smaller things always. So black-blue is sort of a historic deck in this format, or it can be at least. So that's worth keeping in mind. Well, seeing Raf Capuchin here is interesting. I think I like him enough that I'm going to go for it. There's also a Blessed Light, which I could also take. But we're already, you know, sort of planning on being in one of these colors, and he's great. He's also going to give us more of a payoff for playing artifacts. It's really between Blessed Light and Raf Capuchin. Blink of an Eye is good, too. I think I'll take the Gold Legend, and we'll see what happens. Seems more fun anyway. Okay, so there's an Aether Glider, which is fine. It goes well with Zahid. But there's also a Blink of an Eye, which I think is just a better card. We've passed a bunch of those. In terms of black cards, there's two here who are fine, but I don't think they're as good as Blink of an Eye. There's also a Sergeant at Arms who's pretty good, but I think Blink of an Eye is even better. Dub can be good. You just have to kind of hope your opponent doesn't have an answer, and then they don't. You probably win. I'm kind of tired of these swingy auras they've been printing lately. There's Arcane Flight in this pack too, where that's often the case. But yeah, I'll take the Blink here. So yeah, I'm not, you know, we're not really committed to anything. For the most part, I think we've been taking the best card out of each pack. I think Raf Capuchin's better than Blessed Light, even if he is gold. So I feel like we've been doing that. We didn't like take an Aether Glider there just because we have a Zahid, which, you know, the glider's fine. And if we get them late in packs, we'll feel fine about it, but it's no Blink of an Eye. It's interesting that it's a functional reprint of Into the Royal. I guess I don't know my lore well enough, but maybe the Royal is something specific to Theros, and they couldn't use it again. Okay, well, speaking of artifacts that we just want to play, Skittering Surveyor is one of those. What are other options here? You know, there's fine cards here like Dominant Trapper, Adamant Will, Excavation Elephant, Knight of New Benalia. But I like the Surveyor a lot. It opens up a splash, potentially, and it's an artifact for Zahid and an artifact for Raf Capuchin, who cares about all historic permanents, by the way. But Deathbloom Thalad's good, but I feel like white is pretty open based on what we're seeing here. This is a pretty good green card to be here this late, but I'm going to take the Surveyor here. Okay. So Short Sword's not a bad artifact. Neither is Voltaic Servant. Opt is okay. Divination's okay. Would I rather have Voltaic Servant or Short Sword? We can't do anything busted with Voltaic Servant yet, but we could always find something busted to do. I think the sword's probably a better card most of the time, though. Yeah, I think I'll take the sword here. I mean, we also have Benelish Honor Guard, who's fine, but I like the sword more than the Honor Guard. So I'll take it. Okay. Well, I don't really like Sparring Construct. The black cards here aren't very good either. The best card in this pack, I think, is Keldon Raider, who is pretty good. Sparring Construct is mediocre. I mean, if we had more artifact payoffs, maybe I'd think about it. I'm sort of leaning towards just taking Invoke the Divine. Right now, we could be a black-blue deck that splashes white for Wrath. So I could take a black card, but it's not like any of them are great. I mean, Soul Salvage is okay. So I think I'm going to take the really good sideboard card, which may even be mainboardable. In Sealed, it definitely felt like it could be mainboardable. Final Parting, no thank you. Thallid Omnivore, Rat Colony, those are our real choices here. And neither is very exciting. I guess I'll go for the Rat Colony, see if we can pick up some more of them. Okay, this is the pack we started with, and if we end up with enough artifacts, Sage of Latnam is pretty good, and we're already at 2. Our other options are Dark Bargain, which is a solid draw spell, and Demonic Vigor, which is an okay aura. I think I'm going to take the Sage and see if we can just really push this artifact thing. Okay, well, we probably take Sentinel of the Pearl Trident here. Guardians of Koilos is in fact an artifact, but I don't see him doing a whole lot for us. These two actually do very similar things, sort of. I mean, one of them blinks a creature for you, which is nice, and the other one bounces a creature for you, or any historic thing. Okay, there's a second Rat Colony, so I think I'll take it. I think I need like 4 before I feel like I really want to play it. And maybe we'll pick up Tetsuko Umezawa too. That would be cool. So Arcane Flight or Dub. Which of these really swingy auras do we want? I don't know that it really matters. I think Dub's probably a little better. Does look like I'm more likely to be blue though, and I'm maybe splashing white. So I guess I'll take Arcane Flight. Relic Runner's fine. We need some more relics to run with it, but it's fine. So yeah, right now, we're probably a blue-black deck, I guess. Splashing white for Wrath Capuchin, which I think is fine. We have one source of fixing already. We've only got 2 artifacts. We definitely want more. Sage of Latnam is basically unplayable if we don't get more. Oh my. Well... Well, wow. You know, Siege Gang Commander is one of the strongest cards, period, in the set. And it's definitely the kind of card that makes you go, well, what am I doing exactly? and can I change it? And I think the answer is, yeah, we have plenty of time to change it. You know, there are good blue cards here. Academy Journey Mage, Academy Drake are both good. In terms of black, there's not really anything here. I think I take the Siege Gang Commander and see if I can make that work. I mean, these are both good blue cards, but he's a bomb. So, see if we end up maybe red-blue. I don't know. Okay. So the Flame of Keld isn't something I want a whole lot. I think it's pretty good in a really aggressive deck, but I don't think that's where we're... Could take another Surveyor, which works well with trying to splash. It works well with our Zahid, works well with our Sage of Latnam. There's not any like great removal here or anything. I think Call the Cavalry in a vacuum is probably the strongest card in this pack. But I kind of want to take the Surveyor and really just, like, if we can have multiple Surveyors and just play whatever we want, that's going to feel pretty good, I think. And then chuck them into the graveyard with Sage of Latnam after they've done what we need them to do. So yeah, let's take another Surveyor here. And again, Valduk is good if you build around him, but I don't know if that's going to happen. And Deathbloom Thal is worth looking at too, but I'm going to Survey instead. I know that I'm playing artifacts, so... And there's another one. If I have 3 of them, how deep can I go on splashing is the question. I think the answer is pretty deep. Sort of like the Sailor of Means deck of this format. I don't know if that's actually going to be viable. That's something we might find out here. Merfolk Trickster is really good. Sentinel of the Pearl Trident plus this does actually get us another land. I'm really tempted to do this and see if I can go kind of crazy here and then just start taking, the good removal in whatever color it's in. Like, Blessed Light's pretty good. It would definitely enable, we're getting close to enabling a double splash for Siege Gang Commander with 3 skittering Surveyors, I think. So let's take it. Okay, well, Benelish Marshal's not really going to work out for us. Okay, Garna's cool. Maybe we take a Deep Freeze now. In terms of flying, not sure that's how we're winning at this point, but it's definitely better when that is how you're winning. There's another dub. If we want to push red, our options are Keldon Overseer, Skirk Prospector, but I think Deep Freeze is better than both of them. And Memorial to Genius might be better than Deep Freeze, but it's not like we have a lot of removal right now, so I think I'll take the Deep Freeze. Okay, well, I like Academy Journey Mage a lot. Do we have any wizards right now? I don't think we do. Oh, you're a wizard. So that's cool. You're a soldier. I probably want the Journey Mage. It's just a great card. Good thing about Blood Tallow Candle with Zahid and all that, and it's fine. Naban is pretty cool, but... No, you don't have a trigger. Just kidding. Yeah, we don't have any ways to abuse that. Academy Journey Mage is one of the ways to abuse that. I think I take the Journey Mage here. I could take Gideon's Reproach, but blue continues to look pretty open. I do love Artificer's Assistant. it is on my overlay. Coldwater Snapper does combo well with Arcane Flight, but I think we probably want the Assistant. In terms of historic cards, we're already sitting at 4 or 5. We're already at 6, and I'm sure we're going to end up with more. And that's a reasonable number. This is another pack where I think Keldon Raider is probably the best card. I do like that common a fair amount. But yeah, I think we take this over the Coldwater Snapper. Okay, Goblin War Chief, can combo that with our Siege Gang Commander. So Vidalian Arcanist, we don't really have that many things it works with. It is another wizard. Howling Golem's not terrible. It may just be what I take here. I have a few cards that go well with it. Opt is fine too, but I think getting another artifact isn't a bad idea. Ups our historic count. It's fine. Partick Wanderer is also worth looking at, but I think I like the lower curve creature a little more. Another Artificer's Assistant. Yeah, I guess I'll take it. I like scrying. And our deck can do a fair amount of it right now. So, our VOD is unfortunately not something we can splash very easily. I don't really like Curator's Ward. Yeah, I don't really like it. If we're already splashing, I think maybe what I do... Maybe I just take another Invoke the Divine for the sideboard. We do have these black cards that we could take. I guess Windgrace Acolyte's fine. I'll take him. Instead of these other random things that are floating around. Another Arcane Flight, Sarah Disciple. The Trapper is fine. I will take it. The question is whether... I don't know what color we're going to want more when we get to the end of things here. Because black, really, the only good thing we have in black is Vicious Offering. And that's about it. I guess I'll take a Snapper over another Sentinel. Rescue, Dub, Skirk Prospector. I guess I'll take a Rescue, sure. I'm probably not playing the Snapper, and I'm not really sure about any of the black cards we have. There's a third Rat Colony. So Navigator's Compass does also help us fix, and it's pretty crappy, though, on the whole. But I think it's more likely to make my deck than Rat Colony number 3, because, Yeah, well, the Arcanist isn't the worst. It could make the cut in the end. Like, it's another artifact. We have a few cards that care about that. Ooh. Well, Lyra Dawnbringer may have just determined what our other color is going to be. Except this pack also has Bolus's Clutches. This pack is strong. So, let's say we lose black. We don't really lose much. We could even splash Vicious Offering if we want to. Siege Gang Commander is nice. Man. This is a strong pack. I think Lyra Dawnbringer is better than In Bolus's Clutches, though it's closer than you might think. It's also an Eviscerate, but Lyra Dawnbringer is great. And I think it pushes us into being a blue-white deck, primarily. Splashing whatever the hell we want with the help of... Ooh, well that gets interesting with our rats. Tetsuko Umezawa makes our rats unblockable. So that Trapper probably comes in here. We have 2 rat colonies. What else do we have that becomes unblockable with Tetsuko? Relic Runner will always be unblockable. Sage of Latnam, Artificer's Assistant, Skittering Surveyor. That's probably enough things. Our other options in the pack aren't anything exciting. So, I mean, Goblin Barrage would be something we could splash to have more removal. And maybe that's the way we should go. We do have a lot of artifacts to kick it. Should we go for the red splash or go for the Tetsuko Umezawa who can make our things unblockable? That is a good question. I think I go with Tetsuko. It's also another historic permanent, and we have several cards that care about that. Okay. Here, I think we take a removal spell that we splash in Eviscerate. For sure. Yeah. I mean, Quende gives this double strike, and I think that's it. Yeah. So we're going to take this Eviscerate, and we're going to splash it. Okay. Another Blink of an Eye. There's also an Easter Glider. I'm not sure we'll need to run Navigator's Compass. It is pretty lackluster. If we're going really crazy on a splash, and maybe we are, maybe we try to splash Siege Gang Commander, then maybe we do it. But I think I'd still rather have another Blink of an Eye over the Glider. Glider does also become unblockable with Tetsuko, though. It's worth noting, but yeah, I'll take the Blink of an Eye. Marwyn the Nurturer. Another rat colony. It's making things interesting. What else would we take here? Amaranthine Wall is not very good for us. I don't think. I think I take another rat colony. We can get enough rat colonies to seriously consider, especially if I get a second Tetsuko. Benelish Honor Guard, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 legendary creatures. I mean, it's a fine 2-drop. Is it better than Tetsuko will be, though? I don't think so. Now, there is the whole issue of being a legendary permanent, which is kind of a pain sometimes. But most of the time, it won't matter. Someone will kill our first Tetsuko, so there you go. One tricky thing is we can't be putting short swords on things because if they get too big, they can't be still unblockable. I think I'll take another Tetsuko and keep the options open for Rat Colony. Ooh, Joyous Familiar will be good in our deck. I like this card a lot and the art. It's another one I considered putting on my overlay here, but in the end, our friend Artificer's Assistant won out. Okay, so Fiery Intervention, something we could splash. I think that's probably what we take here. We're really basically a mono blue deck that can splash whatever the heck it wants. It's kind of where we are. So yeah, I like the intervention. Maybe we splash it. Another short sword. I think I'm on board with that. Although Cabal Paladin's not bad in this deck with the number of historics we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, we have 12 historic cards. I'd almost rather... The question is whether it's going to be better to splash red, and I think it is going to be because of Siege Gang Commander. So I think I take Short Sword. To give a heavier splash of red, I should say specifically. We'll take the Servant, though I doubt we play it. Windgrace Acolyte. So, yeah, I mean, okay. Oh, there we go. So we could do some silly rat colony things with Tetsuko, but I think that's getting a little too cute. Could have gotten back-to-back Power Stone fragments or whatever. We have to trim some things. But, I don't know. I feel like we want Siege Gang Commander in this deck. I mean, it's absurdly strong. The downside about splashing it is we could only sacrifice 1 goblin a turn. Well, that's not true because it's already got 2 red in its cost. So 2 goblins a turn. And it is definitely harder to splash. It might be easier to splash for Fiery Intervention and Eviscerate. You know, 1... land of each than it will be to just splash for Siege Gang Commander and Fiery Intervention. Yeah, that's the things we need to think about. Definitely have enough artifacts for our Sage. So I don't know that we want Arcane Flight. We probably don't. This isn't the deck for that. Do we want Sentinel of the Pearl Trident? Can't really do anything sweet with it. I mean, we can save creatures with it, you know, get an extra land with it, which I guess if, you know, Siege Gang Commander. But I think he's probably one of our worst cards. So, these are the things we want to splash. Potentially also, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if we play Eviscerate, we can also play Vicious Offering. So there's that. Really, what we have are 3 Skittering Surveyors and a Compass, and the Compass isn't great. I think some people, I've heard a lot of people talk about how it's like a trap and terrible, and I don't fully understand that in a set where artifacts matter, because it's fixing, and yeah, it's not as good at fixing as this, which literally draws you a card, right? But it is fixing. There's historic triggers in this format and all that stuff. So I think it's a reasonable card. The question is, do we need it? So in terms of removal, all we have really is Deep Freeze. We have some ways of bouncing things if we don't splash for black. If we splash for black, we can bring in Eviscerate and Vicious Offering, right? And if we splash for red, we can splash Siege Gang Commander and Fiery Intervention. Which pile's stronger? Well, I think it's this pile. So I think I'm going to do it. Siege Gang Commander's a risky splash for sure, but I believe we can do it. We need to cut 1 card. Might be Howling Golem. Maybe it's Navigator's Compass. It's one of those. I mean, the 3 Skittering Surveyors is some pretty decent fixing. We can basically put him here. I think we actually have that many artifacts at low curve that he's going to be 4 mana like the majority of the time. Yeah, I think I cut the Compass. And we probably actually run... God, running lands is so tricky when we have stupid Siege Gang Commander in here. Okay, but I think we can get away with 10-3-4. I mean, all we're playing white for is Lyra Dawnbringer and Wrath Capuchin. This really does make me want to add Navigator's Compass back to the deck, though, because it'll really increase how well we can fix. Could be Howling Golem that we cut. Yeah, I think this is it. looks like a fun deck, that's for sure. We can do some silly things. We have two of the strongest, arguably, I guess, three of the strongest cards in the format. Maybe I'm getting greedy splashing Siege Gang Commander. Maybe I'm being blinded by the fact that it's one of my favorite cards ever. I don't know, but I think we play it. Also, synergizes with Tetsuko Umezawa because the tokens it makes are unblockable. So our deck can make a bunch of unblockables if it can't win by playing like a big Zahid or Lyra Dawnbringer. It can win that way. And yeah, I mean, it's not too far-fetched to like draw one mountain and one plains and then fetch the others with skittering surveyors or have Navigator's Compass help me out. I think I'm gonna do it. It's a little scary because Siege Gang Commander's double red. Is it smarter to just splash black? I keep second guessing myself there. It's easier to splash black. Okay, I'm backing out of this. It just doesn't look. It's just gonna be. We only have to run one swamp if we splash black. You know, we want to run this Eviscerate and this Vicious Offering. Where did that Eviscerate just go to? There it is. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's better. Siege Gang Commander's cool, but removal is cooler. I guess is where I'm going. So I think 5 plains now and 11 islands is probably good. Basically a mono. Oh, what am I doing? I do need to run one swamp. It didn't suggest I did. That's what tricked me. Okay, well, I've really screwed things up now. Yeah, and then one more island. So that puts us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 blue sources. I think we can also cut the compass and put back in something a little more impactful. Do we have anything any more impactful? Could main board the Invoke the Divine, which I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe Howling Golem comes back. Let's bring him back. All right, I think this is our deck. I'll see you guys in the first match. All right, we're going into our first match. We would like to play first, and yep, this is a reasonable hand. I wonder if I could have gotten away with splashing red. I keep wondering that. On top of basically splashing white, sort of a double splash. Play our sword, end our turn. Seems like we potentially could have. But it's hard to know. Mana was a little scary for that. Okay. So we're going to play Sage of Latnam. That is a card, like, I wanted to see if there's a way to actually end up with enough artifacts to play it. And I think we did it. I think, you know, time will tell. Naban. So they're probably going to do some gross stuff with him. Like bounce more than one thing at a time. Okay, interesting. So I could put Short Sword on Sage of Latnam. Or I could just play Howling Golem. One or the other. I think I attack with the Sage and offer the trade and then play Howling Golem. Yeah. Get in for 1. Yeah, and we'll play our Golem now. Maybe we'll just draw our Zahid with our next draw step. I'd be pretty happy. So I think they're a heavy wizard deck. I'm a little scared of what that might mean. Okay, well, if that's what it means, then I'm not that scared. They could be leaving mana up for who's a what's it? you know that card. The one that the counterspell. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. So I think I play this land. I think I attack with Howling Golem and just leave mana up. This is going to draw us both a card, of course, but We drew another land. And yeah, we'll leave mana up for Wrath Capuchin. Maybe our opponent thinks we're bluffing that we have a counterspell or something. It's a good way to play around theirs because, you know, we could anyway. There was no reason to try to play Wrath Capuchin there in our main phase, so. Okay, well that's gonna do 4 to us thanks to Naban and drop us to 16. I wish our opponent would attack into our Wrath Capuchin, but they're not going to. They don't have good attacks against our Sage of Latnam, so why would they? All right. Okay. Well then. All right, so I'm going to put the short sword here. Yeah. I'm going to attack with Wrath Capuchin. Drop them to 13. And then I think I'm going to actually put the sword on Sage of Latnam. Probably just going to trade my Howling Golem for Gitu Journey Mage. And something cool I can do is block it. We both get to draw... Well, no. I guess we'd rather just kill it. I was going to say I could sack it, and then I get to draw 2 cards, and they only get to draw 1. But, yeah. So now they get to bounce 2 things, which is kind of what we were afraid of. I'm sure Wrath Capuchin is going to be one of them. Really? Well, that's interesting. Especially because I can flash the golem into play. Hopefully, he tries to attack here in a way that I can take advantage. Ooh, yeah. Okay. Well, he may have a trick or something, but... I think we take down Naban. He has done some nasty things to us already. Hey, blink of an eye. Not great against these guys with enter the battlefield abilities, but... Alright. Okay. This is historic, so we can flash it. And that's nice. What do I want to do here? Put the sword here again. I think we do. Yeah, they could have Wizard's Lightning at any given point, so... and yeah, we'll play our Sage again. And then we, during their turn, we can decide whether we'd rather flash in Tetsuko Umezawa or use Blink of an Eye, basically. Those are our choices. Could have moved the sword. I should have, actually, because... the one additional mana I have is pretty irrelevant. So having 2/2/3s here would be a lot better. Obviously enough. Warcry, Phoenix, okay. Alright. I think I trade with the Journey Mage. And take 5. Yeah, this is where if I'd actually equip my sword, I would be a lot happier. Hey, double Tetsuko. That's not what you want to have happen, usually. Wow, they have more than one Naban. That's ridiculous. Okay, so we're going to flash in Tetsuko. Makes our Sage unblockable, so we have 6 damage right now. Ooh, Lyra. You're also historic. So that's nice. Okay. think we attack with Raff. Riff Raff. Attack with him. The question is whether I should move my sword or leave up enough mana so that I can also cast Blink of an Eye. I think leaving up the mana to cast Blink of an Eye is going to be a little more impactful. These guys can just chump block if they have to. Yeah. Because, like, say I flash in Lyra Dawnbringer and they kill it. I need to have Blink of an Eye for us to have a shot here. Okay. I'm not really sure what's going on Blink of an Eye's art. Like, they're just like, draw a bunch of eyeballs. I don't know. Seems weird. Okay. That is kind of a problem, but I think it's one... I can't believe they have more than one Naban. I could bounce the Naban, then they only get one trigger. That makes a significant difference. Yeah. They're tapped out now, too. So, let's bounce Naban here. Not kicked. They only get one trigger. If they try to bounce Raff, I flash in Lyra, and they're kind of in trouble. Why do they keep wanting to bounce this poor guy? I mean, he's not even, like, doing anything. Not yet, anyway. Yeah, we win. Didn't even have to show him Lyra, so that's good. That is good. Okay, so... don't feel like we saw enough of Invoke the Divine. I'm surprised there's not a Destroy Target Historic Permanent card in this set. I mean, I guess this gets close, but it can't kill legendary creatures. So it's like... I'm not sure it counts. That went pretty well. I mean, even though we were at low life, it sort of felt like, especially once we got him in play, we were just in control the whole game. He did most of the damage, even, so. We didn't even need a turn 4 Zahid, which is something that's going to happen at some point during this draft, right? Didn't even get a Skittering Surveyor in that game, either. It was a weird one. Okay, this is a pretty good hand. It's a little slow, but... We've got our Surveyor, we've got Short Sword, Joyous Familiar. All seems fine. I don't think our last hand was actually that good either. We drew pretty well. It was probably about as good as this. Yeah, I'm not a huge Lava Runner fan, and that last game really shows you why. It just doesn't do anything in most games. It's so hard. I mean, it's going to hit us for 1 here, but it's just so hard to get it up to a 2-3, or a 2-2. And even once you do, it's like... That's my payoff. I have a 2-2 now. Like, what's the big deal about that? Now, where I guess it can be good is if your deck is loaded with Wizard's Lightnings and Wizard's Retorts, and then it's sort of like, you know, and other Wizard payoffs like this one. Then it gets to be a little more interesting. Okay, so I think we play Tetsuko and just start having an unblockable board, which is basically what's going to happen. It's cost 3 to equip, right? Yes. So that can very quickly kill us, and that's kind of a problem. But, okay. They're just divinationing there. So, it could get to be a 2-2, but, like, when there are 2-drops like Tetsuko, who's not even that powerful of a 2-drop, it's like, who cares, So, okay. We're going to attack with our unblockable Tetsuko here. Then we're going to play Skittering Surveyor and get our Swamp. Also unblockable, so look out. Yeah, get our 1 Swamp in case we draw our removal spells. So I think we play Wrath next. I don't think we want to play the Familiar first. So at least right now, if it became a 2/2, like, could actually do a little bit of work. Like, it could attack through my Surveyor, but it did not. Hey, little bird. I think we just leave mana up for Wrath here. Attack with both our unblockable creatures. Drop them to 17. And leave up mana for our guy who has been pretty great. Drops us to 17. Yeah, that wand hurts. That's for sure. All right, we're going to take 2 here, go to 15. All right, we're going to flash our best friend in. We got both the birds in this deck. That's how we know we're getting there. Okay. They know I have a swamp already, so I guess I'm going to play it. I'm going to play our assistant here. Also unblockable. I think I just attack for 5. Yeah. I can flash in the Familiar and scry. I can chump block if I have to. I have lots of options. I think flashing it in, scrying, and trading with Get 2 Journey Mage isn't a terrible decision. That may be what we do. I mean, it's not even unblockable. Who even cares about it right now, you know? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and flash him in. We're going to put that on the bottom. Should I just take 3? The scary thing about just taking 3 is all the damage that this can do. But I would go to 10, and then I have 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 8 unblockable, basically. Let's just take it. If I was just going to take it, I shouldn't have flashed that in. So I should have thought that through more. But, I mean, this damage is all... They can't block any of it right now. So... Oh... Okay, fine. Ooh, good. Good. Well, it's not that good. There's not a whole lot for us to block right here. Okay, so we're going to equip our flyer with this sword. I think we go ahead and get in for 5. If we did 6, that means we have lethal next turn. And then I eviscerate one of their guys. So the scary thing about Sorcerer's Wand is, although, yeah, they can use it once on this, right? Do 2 to us. Untap. Use it again on this, then move it over to this. So that's 6 damage just from those. So it's a little scary. And perhaps I should be less aggressive as a result. I feel like I'm going to have to eviscerate one of these guys. It may be the Lava Runner, just so he has to pay the 3 up front again to equip it the first time. It probably is the Lava Runner. And if I do that, then he won't have... His other creatures will have Summoning Sickness, and he will need some extra help to kill me. So yeah, let's hit for 6. So 6 next turn is lethal. So because this will do 2 to me at the end of their turn. Well, in response to eviscerate, drop me to 8, and then they can put it on this and drop me to 6. But they have to attack to also, I mean, and then that would drop me to 3. He needs a number of things to go well. So yeah, let's just do it. Everybody who can be blocked. We go to 6. And we'll eviscerate you. Go to 8. Can we stay alive? I don't know. If he has another Get To Lava Runner, I'm going to cry. Oh, or a Skizzik. Oh, come on. Should have left one guy back, I guess. I went through all that thinking about Sorcerer's Wand. Okay, so probably want to invoke the Divine. Maybe. Skizzik. That hurt. Mostly because I spent so much time thinking, and then it was just like, pff, doesn't matter. Yeah. Let's bring in the Invoke and cut a Howling Golem. When are we going to get one of these Zahid hands? You know, that's what I'm really looking forward. This is a nice start. I like the turn 1 assistant into short sword, equip short sword. And there's a scry in there. Just start bashing for 2 in the sky. Have our Invoke the Divine in case that wand shows up again, ready to ruin our lives. Hey, there it is. We don't need to worry about it yet, but I'm glad I have a target for my Invoke the Divine. Okay, so I'm going to play short sword, scry. I don't have black. I think I got to put it on the bottom. If I had black, I'd be more interested. We kind of want to draw a 4th land so that we can also play our Joyrus Familiar and start rolling. A 2/2 for, you know, a total of 3 mana. It's like a 3 mana 2/2 with haste. Who scryed us 1 is one way to look at this. That's a pretty good deal, right? I think it is. A slow start from them works for me. Hey, another flyer to join the party, and one that'll help me scry. Because it'll help me scry, I'm going to go ahead and just cast it now, because then if my opponent has a kill spell, yeah. So we're just going to cast it now to get the scry going here. Oh, gosh, stop it. Stop making me put good cards on the bottom because I desperately need a 4th land. Come on now. All right, so we've got 4 damage in the air now. We have a Blink of an Eye to back it up. We have Invoke the Divine to blow up Sorcerer's Wand. And Joyrus Familiar also wants to join the party. So, just need that 4th land. Get you Journey Mage. Sure. If we don't draw the 4th land here, we just leave mana up for Invoke the Divine, wait for them to equip it, and basically time walk them. That's the plan. And we don't. We do not draw the land. So, the Invoke the Divine plan's not too bad. Neither is hitting for 4 in the air. So if they spend next turn trying to equip Sorcerer's Wand, we're going to be pretty happy. If they decide not to equip it, I think I probably still play Invoke the Divine, unfortunately. It's definitely way better if he tries to equip it. Yeah, but he's going to attack for 3. Why would he bother to equip it when I have no blockers? Journey Mage. I hate you, Academy Journey Mage. Especially because mine has not been nice to me. Okay. Alright, so I think we definitely blow this up. We don't get the nice time walk effect. But I'll take it. Man. Okay, well, let's scry again. A plains would be especially good, but we will be happy with an island, because at least we can kick blink of an eye. All right, so I think we still attack here, even though it means we're taking 6 on the backswing, because our glider can't block. Yeah, our Academy Journey Mage is on the bottom of our library. His casts 4 like all the time, costs 4 like all the time, and that's pretty great. Oh, look. Great. Thank you. So we take 6. Yeah, we're getting to the point where we're going to have to give up our poor assistant, because the race is getting out of control here. Oh, good. They have another Sorcerer's Wand, too. Okay. We're going to play a creature who can actually block this time. And, yeah. And we'll scry. Play our creature who can actually block. Swamp. Now, I don't think we... our Eviscerate's on the bottom, so it can join them there. The bad part is that our Blink of an Eye... we can at least bounce Sorcerer's Wand, I guess. But, it is kind of bad against... all three of these creatures. It's really bad against them. So the wand is basically our only good bounce target. We need to get Lyra in play is the main thing here. All right, so I don't want to block with anything, but we're going to. We're gonna go ahead and trade. Okay. Look, it's still not anything more than a 1/2. It's a good place to put your Sorcerer's Wand. That's the only thing we've seen happen with it, basically. Give me that white mana. Please. Not white mana. Okay. Well, I think we play our glider. Not that we have much of a choice. And then I'm going to cast Blink of an Eye on Sorcerer's Wand. And in my turn. We're in trouble here. I mean, we just... those successive Academy Journey Mages really undid all that early aggression that we had. I mean, we can't even block the 4 damage right here. That's why I really want to get Lyra into play so that I can gain some life. They could just have a way to kill her anyway, though. So... in that case, you know, kind of screwed anyway. So they can replay it and re-equip it. And that's probably what they're going to do. No. Great. So we take 7 here. They have a lot of haste in their deck. It hasn't been good for us. That Skizzik. The wand is back. And of course I put my black mana on the bottom of my library. Yeah, we just lose. All I had to do was leave like 1 blocker back in that second game, and we would have won, but I didn't account for Skizzik, obviously. So, starting out 0-1 in this one, I think your deck is going to perform better than that going forward, though. All right. Match 2, rather. I would like to play first. This hand is like nothing early other than removal. I think we can keep it for that reason. But yeah, it's got some problems. I guess I can tell you I'm glad I didn't try to also splash Siege Gang Commander, because our Skittering Surveyors actually haven't shown up that much. I think we've cast 1 and we have 3 of them. It's been bad luck with them. Like we could have really used one when we had Lyra trapped in our hand in the last game. It would have made a nice difference, but what are you gonna do? You know, I've yet to see a turn 1 Llanowar Elves in this format from anyone, like not from me, not from opponents, and I'm really glad, 'cause that's gonna suck when you do see it. And yeah. So, and where's the Heed, man? Where's he hiding? I have a wish for you. Show up in my hand. Okay, so not too bad. Let's start drawing cards, buddy. I could use them. I'm sure you could too. Okay. Hey, all right. Guess I attack with the golem first. Yeah. Gives me more information about what I want in my hand. I guess if I played the surveyor first, I could also equip the golem. But that's okay. I think we're probably going to get a plains. Yep. We do. This is an interesting... This is a card I wanted to play with early in the format because it's like, you know, it makes both players draw, which usually, I mean, it's not a great effect. But since, unlike Howling Mine, which it's a callback to, you get, right away, let's equip this. You get the advantage from the new card first. With Howling Mine, it was always your opponent who got the advantage first. And that's not true with Howling Golem. But still, you know, if your opponent has crazy bombs in their deck, you definitely don't want them to draw them early. The Juggernaut is here. Yep, tap him down. So this is going to be a pivotal turn, I think, because we can play our Lyra. And I think that's what we do. We could play Wrath first and all that, but I think we play Lyra and say, hey, you got an answer. It's always a fun game. The game of, hey, you got an answer. And we end our turn. There's a chance they do, but not a huge one. Yeah, they just scooped. Hey, you got an answer. That was what that game came down to. We bring back in Invoke the Divine, and maybe we cut Howling Golem again. It's either Howling Golem or Aether Glider, I think. I think those are questionable. I mean, Sage of Latnam, I think I like the Golem actually a little more than the Glider. I mean, all the flying is nice, I guess, but what are our other choices? It's not anything over here that we want to cut. I'm pretty happy to get to play both of the bird arts that I really like in this set in one deck. I mean, they're both historic payoffs. It's not that big of a surprise, and neither of them are rare. See you later, Aether Glider. See you later. Okay, I think this is another keep. It's another one where we go short sword, turn one. All right, so my power went out for like 2 seconds, which was, of course, enough to turn off my computer, reset my internet, and all that. So hopefully we haven't lost too much time. It's trying to load now. Okay, we're actually not in terrible shape. Ooh, that's a new thing, the inactivity time remaining thing. We're not in terrible shape given everything. Luckily, the first game was very fast. So there's that. Maybe our opponent's gone now. No, they're here. They're like, oh, he's leaving. After I won the first game the way I did, that would be so weird for me to leave. Okay, so see if we can make up some time. We don't want there to be a game 3, or if there is one, we want to lose this one quickly. Okay, so sword. What do you got for me, sword? God, we keep seeing these when we don't have black mana or removal spells, and then we have to put them on the bottom, which hurts. I mean, we don't have to. We could decide to keep it and then be like, well, we're going to get a Skittering Surveyor later. But, yeah. All right, so we'll equip the sword. And this is much like one of our other games, which was one we lost, unfortunately, where we kept scrying and still not getting much going. So hopefully that's not where we're headed. Yeah, I've never seen that new inactivity time remaining clock before. I'm not usually inactive. So the first part of this draft probably, I'm guessing, I probably had to, I'm probably going to have to record it with the recording of the draft. Hopefully that didn't get completely lost because the client crashed. I don't think it did because, yeah, maybe the very beginning of the second game is going to be lost, but that's probably the worst thing that will happen, which that's obviously not that bad. So we'll get in for 2, because it was literally just me playing Artificer's Assistant and then playing a Forest. That was missed out on. Power does... I don't know why power goes out in my house sometimes. Like it does during thunderstorms, that's one thing. But right now it's perfectly sunny, calm day. And it cut out for like 2 seconds. What do they have for us here? Hopefully an artifact. Oh, yeah. Not just any artifact either. A scary one. So we will happily kill it. Okay. Alright, well, we're going to attack again. Then we can leave mana up for Blink of an Eye or Wrath Capuchin, both of which are good. I would rather get to play Wrath. Wrath will even let me scry, which is nice. Yeah, we definitely got there. Like, Artificer's Assistant is very subpar in some decks, but we have 10-ish historic cards, and that's pretty legit here. Although, scrying hasn't gone super well for us so far. It's still pretty good. So, what do they play here? They're going to attack me first, is what they're going to do. We take it. Don't really want to flash in Rash. I don't want to flash in Wrath in that scenario. So we could kick Blink of an Eye, and maybe we do that later, but I think for now we just play Wrath. And we scry, put this on the bottom. Seriously? Okay. Well, we'll attack for 5 here. Leave up mana to kick Blink of an Eye. While also threatening our opponent with the idea that we could have any historic permanent at all in our hand. Okay, they go to 9. I mean, we got them on a 2-turn clock if things stay as they do. Hopefully we draw a way to contribute to the board. I want them to try to put an aura somewhere. No, just a Power Stone shard. Okay, so I think I just go ahead and kick Blink of an Eye, bouncing the Gorger here. Hey, another bird. At least it's a creature. All right, well, we won that one despite the technical difficulties. Hopefully I managed to piece together the whole match without too much trouble. So, see you guys in the final match. All right, we're here in the final match, and I think this is one we had to send back. I mean, we got the Golem, who can draw some cards or whatever, but still, I think we got to send it back. Ouch. So... God, we got to go to 5. Okay, as far as a 5-card hand goes, and we can play that too. Could be worse, you know? I mean, our little Artificer's Assistant has been pretty... He has assisted us. I mean, in that last game, he wasn't just assisting us. He was drilling this weird artifact key thing into our opponent's skull the whole game. That was pretty fun. We mulled to 5, so, you know, that's never a good way to start things. I'm glad that I have my Sage who can actually block stupid Saprolings. So, you know, we'll attack for 1 here. So far, I think Invoke the Divine is something I should be mainboarding. That's what it feels like. Servant at Arms. Well, we can't block him. Well, we could, but we're not going to. Okay. Well, we attack with our flyer again. We get to play Raph next. He's been really nice to us, too, and been a big part of our success, just between his stupid good stats and his giving my stuff flash. I have no idea. Like, so basically, all of the signpost uncommons are like, that's going to be a rare, right? Like when I was looking through the when things got leaked and I wanted to sort of think about the limited format, I was like, those aren't signpost uncommons because those are all going to be rare. Nope. Gaia's Protector is going to like kind of hurt us here. Good news is we can flash in Raph and kill some other stuff. So. Give up our Sage, I guess. I mean, even if they find a way to kill our Sage, yeah, here they come. We will do this, which gives us a Scry, if nothing else. Scrybird. Oh, we definitely don't need another one of you. Having one's going to be okay, though. So the bad news, though, is, like, this Protector is not going to die here. If he has a trick here, which is entirely possible, given the kind of deck our opponent has, things could get real ugly. Yeah, not a trick, but they still kill our guy, and then that guy dies. And, yeah, we got some problems now, I would say. Okay. So, I'm going to play Joyra's Familiar here. We're going to scry. I'm going to put that on the bottom. I still think we attack with our assistant. Yeah. And the plan is to block Gaia's Protector. Our opponent can... If you're running this, I feel like you gotta have a bunch of auras and tricks, because that's when it can actually be serviceable. So, let's find out. You know what? I could have played Tetsuko Umezawa that turn. I'm sure some of you have pointed that out in the comments already. Yeah. At least he doesn't have trample. I could have played Tetsuko that turn. If I had... Yeah. We will play Tetsuko here. Give us a scry. No thank you. Yeah, if I had played him last turn, as I should have, I'd have mana up to kick Blink of an Eye right now. I think I'm going to try to double block the Protector, and this time if they use a trick to back it up, I can bounce it. But if they don't, I still get 2 for 1. So, you know, there's that. I might still bounce it for that reason if they decide not to use anything. Because we can't really afford to lose what little board presence we have. Yeah, so we will bounce him. Wish I had that when he used Gift of Growth. But I think maintaining our board presence there and making them recast the Protector is fine. Yeah. Okay, now we can kick it. So we're going to end our turn again. Got to dig our way out of this. Ooh, there we go. That will make a significant difference. Sadly, we got to eviscerate a Gaia's Protector here. I think we may as well attack with our bird, and we'll end our turn. Alright, so we're going to block a sapling and take 5. Yeah, not good for them to be going as wide as they are. Nice. Well, I think we probably lose this game. So, no reason to bring in Invoke the Divine here. Not that I saw. It seems likely they have something like Dub, though, you know? Slime Foot. Yeah, we're dead. Okay. Yeah. Well... yeah, like I said, I don't think I want to bring in Invoke the Divine here. Or Arcane Flight. He has not shown up for us at all. And weirdly, I swear we've only cast one Skittering Surveyor. Granted, we've gotten these 2 cards like every game. So, you know, that's how that works. We've gotten 2 Tetsukos more than once. We've never seen Academy Journey Mage. We've had some very weird draws in terms of what we've seen and what we haven't out of our deck. Never seen Relic Runner. It's weird. It's very weird. I mean, the one I'm the most angry about is Zahid, because basically every game we could have cast him on turn 4. So, you know, we got to win one like that, don't we? I think we do. Or should, anyway. Was I too greedy to splash black? Could just be running like Dominant Trapper and Sentinel of the Pearl Trident, but it's not what I did. I would like to play first. We did mulligan pretty hard in that last game. We're going to keep this one. Look at those Surveyors. We're going to get all the mana ever that we need. And we just have to hope we draw like Lyra or whatever. Maybe Zahid. I think I have one of those. Okay, we'll play the island in case we want to blink an eye. We can either blink or Vicious Offering at the end of their turn. Kind of feel like Vicious Offering is the more likely. Never mind. We're not doing either of those things. Okay, I think we play the Surveyor and we get a Plains. So that if we do get Lyra, we can cast her. Yeah, the going wide is pretty annoying. Okay. They know we already have a plane, so I think that's what I play here. I think I play... do I play Howling Golem because he can actually block? I kind of like to wait till next turn so I can leave up a combat, a bounce spell or a kill spell because we know they have combat tricks. So I think instead, I'm just going to play another Surveyor. And yeah, guess get an island. End our turn. We can block Saprolings. Okay. Plains, yeah, that found him the color he was missing. Llanowar Envoy. I was gonna say, I think I would attack with the Sapper. The question is whether or not I should double block it. I think I do. Go ahead and do that. Wow. Is it just me, or am I drawing horribly in this format so far? Yeah, we play our Golem here. Except not like that. We want to leave up 2 choices. So Golem it is. And yeah, we'll end our turn. Am I running like 20 lands in this thing? Maybe with 3 Surveyors I am running too many lands. Oh, this is when things feel so right. You know? The question is whether I should use Vicious Offering or Blink of an Eye, actually. I think I should actually Blink of an Eye. It's not quite a 2-for-1, but we can hold on to Vicious Offering to kill a much more relevant creature at a later time. Wow. Well, then, I'd like to draw some more cards, please. So I'm going to attack. Okay. They're going to take it. I'm going to play Short Sword. I'm going to equip Short Sword. Yeah, these go wide decks are doing well against us because... Ooh, Corrosive Ooze. It's actually, like, relevant. Okay. I think we end the turn. Yeah. That's what we do. Obviously, we can't block Corrosive Ooze with our Surveyor, but it can block everything else. And I can block the Ooze with my Golem, which draws cards. We know they still have Llanowar Envoy in their hand. We don't know anything else, though. Yeah, there's the Envoy. And a Trapper as well. No attacks. Please, not a land. Well, you're not a land. Okay. I don't know if I care about not being able to block. I think doing this is best, though. Yeah. We haven't seen hardly any historic permanents, so we've seen a few, but we haven't seen many. Okay, he's going to bring the Thunder here. So we have Vicious Offering to deal with Trick, if that's what we decide to do. I'm going to let the Ooze hit me. Yeah, do this. This. Actually, I guess I won't let the Ooze hit me because I'll block it with my 1/3. Could put a +1/+1 counter on his whole team here, potentially. Ooh, there he is. A little later than I'd like. Whole team +1/+1 counter. No. And that's good. Get out of here. Alright, that gives us a 2-for-1. And we kill another one of his creatures for no cost. So that's good. And Zahid, we're just going to hard cast him. That's the amusing part here. Okay, so we're actually going to attack with Tetsuko. Get in for that sweet 1 unblockable damage. There's our Mahamadi Jin. I'm holding on to Deep Freeze for now. We're, I think, doing fine with the amount of pressure that's on us. Might put it on that. Ooh, now we don't need to. I guess first we'll attack with... yeah, I think we attack with both of those. For 6. Drop them to 11. We're getting cards I complained about not seeing at all, so, you know, you just have to be a whiner sometimes, and things work out. All right, end our turn. So we could make Skittering Surveyor unblockable at any point. So that's something worth keeping in mind. Just by moving the sword off of it is what I mean. Okay, that was kicked, so we really need to hope they don't have a mass pump spell, or we could be in for some serious trouble. So let's say he has the one that you can kick, and he puts 2+1/+1 counters on everything. And I attack with these 3. I can only block 3 creatures. I would block these 3, but then I would take 5, 10... no, not 10. 5, 8, 11, 13, 15. So do I have to put Deep Freeze on something to not die and have lethal for next turn? I think I might have to. Let's attack first. I mean, I'm just assuming the possibility of a mass pump spell. So I'll go ahead and put Deep Freeze here. Turning off the ability to splash, I guess. Could be worse. And we'll end our turn. Okay, well, not a mass pump spell, but an incredibly problematic aura. I'm down with them attacking with everything like that. Okay. Well, we need another who's it? So yeah, we'll block here, we'll block here, we'll block here, and we take 2, 5, 8, which drops us to 9, and they're gonna go up to 8. Interesting. Okay. That guy has vigilance is the problem. Yeah, she's big. She is quite large. Okay. Does this mean we need to stop attacking with Zahid? I think it probably does. And I think it means that... We move short sword here. And attack with our 2 little unblockable creatures. Although, wait a second. If I attack with all 3 of these, he has to block Zahid or die. Then what happens on the backswing, though? Oh. I had no idea that I was just going to win. I had a lot of people scoop when I didn't. I've had a lot of people scoop when I didn't expect them to. Okay, so Invoke the Divine's coming in. And I think Easter Glider's out again. Since we now saw 2 on Sarah's wings. Granted, we do have ways of dealing with that, but I didn't feel like by any means I had the game there. Maybe if I swung with everything I did, I didn't actually get that far in my reasoning. Okay, we're going to mulligan again. Okay, this is solid. Would I rather just draw land? Yeah. Yeah. I need a 3rd land to cast that anyway, and if I don't get it, then things would get ugly. Of course, now I need the fixing, but if we could go 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and that would be great. I don't know if it's going to happen, but we could. Okay, well, we're getting there. So we play Tetsuko. And then we play Howling Golem. And we'll end our turn. I don't really feel like we can afford to attack. Okay. Yeah, we cannot deep freeze or eviscerate her, so she is... Actually, I can deep freeze her. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, so Combat Trick seems fairly likely. But I think we still get them to play it. The question is, which card do I care less if I give up? I think it's this one. Surprise, surprise. Okay. I think we play Joyra's Familiar and pass. It does mean we have to take a hit here. But I think that's okay. Ooh. Okay, that's probably something we're going to need to blow up with Invoke the Divine, because our opponent can just gain so much life. God, do I have to freaking chump block? Not chump block, it's a trade at least. I think I do. I guess at this point, this is actually more relevant. So they're out of cards. That's the good news. Bad news. Well, there's a lot of it. And they got a Mammoth Spider. Did get black mana, so we could play Academy Journey Mage. I think I like playing the Journey Mage, bouncing the Trapper. We could hold on to it for that huge spider too, though. But I think adding something to my board right now is pretty important. And then next turn we can invoke the Divineness, although... Because what we really want to avoid is Chapter 3, because it will just outright kill us. But Chapter 2 enables him to play a bunch of stuff. No, I don't care. I think we need to invoke the Divine, the thing. Gaining the life will make a big difference, too. We go up to 15, and we end our turn. So now they can play their Spider. I can bounce it with Academy Journey Mage, and yeah, I take another hit here, but... Well, I block the Sap Herd. We go to 8. Big Spider. Bounce the Big Spider. Big Spider's back. All right. Okay, so I think we block in the way that lets me bring down creatures. That does put... No, we take too much damage if we do that, don't we? Crap. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I draw a land, I can deep freeze and eviscerate, which is pretty good if I can do it. I'll be at 1 life if I block like this, though. But I think that gives us the best chance. We got to draw land here. Or our Angel, I guess. What else we got? Not a whole lot else. Okay, we did it. This will, in fact, keep us alive. Because we can go... Eviscerate... Deep freeze. We are at 1 life. Out of gas. Oh, good. You don't want to be at 1 life when Saprolings are coming out of the woodwork. But that's where we are. Okay. We just have to kick this and hope for something. We can't cast our Angel, though, if we kick it. So I'm not sure what I'm hoping for. Well, that does keep me alive for another turn, doesn't it? That, you know, I'll take it. Okay, so that kills both our creatures. And now we needed the Angel, and yeah. Well, I think this deck was better than a 1 and 2 deck, and we had some unfortunate luck for sure. I've been saying that a fair amount so far in this format. But that's okay. We learned some things. I think the Skittering Surveyor plan is not a bad one. You know, the splash ended up working out pretty well for us for the most part. And yeah, it's, you know, you could sort of, it's the Sailor of Means deck of this format, maybe. I don't know. But we did go 1 and 2 in the end, which drops us back below 50%. But I'll get there. You know, things always even out. So eventually I'll go on a streak where I draw exactly what I need all the time. I'm sure you've seen me have those too. So thanks for watching. I'll be back with another draft video on Monday.